All right, guys, Waiver Wire Week 8 is here. We're going to talk about some highs and lows, some highlights, lowlights of NFL Week 8. We are recording this Monday morning. I'm excited to dive into this. Jim, what is going on, man?
Well, I just got back from Vegas and I'm still recovering. So that's your answer there. It was we really tied it on this weekend. It was a good time.
You have to get us caught up here. But before we do, we got so much to cover here. Waiver Wire Week 8. Also, guys, Manscaped.com. Look at this, Jim. The brand new Lawnmower 5.0 is out, guys. Go treat yourself to anything on the site. The cool thing is it's got this new foil blade where you can shave your chest and your back or whatever other areas you want. Gets you nice and close. Then you've got the skin-safe technology with the regular. You can just swap out the blades here. Lawnmower 5.0 is out. Go treat yourself to the site. To not only this, but they've got body scrubbers. They've got underwear. They've got everything you guys need. Treat yourself, manscaped.com. Anything on the site. Use my code SHOWERLINE20 to save 20%. Go treat yourself right now. Amazing products. And that Lawnmower 5.0 is working amazing. Just tried it out the other day. All right, go treat yourself right now. SHOWERLINE20. All right, Jim, man, so much to discuss. First of all, I got to do my venting. You know me, I got to do my venting here. Bijan Robinson. I don't know if you saw my
I saw your video yesterday.
Did you see me lose it on Instagram?
I saw you ripping your shirt and tearing up your hat, and that's it. No more Falcons, right? You're just you're done with the Falcons?
Oh, I lost it. I mean, I was so excited when that shirt, the delivery on that thing, I'd ordered it right from the Falcons site. It was like, man, it took over a month and a half to get. I was excited about my Bijan shirt. Now it's ripped up. It's on the floor. Actually, why don't you continue talking about what happened? I'm going to go grab the shirt. I think it's still here. I don't know where it is. I'm going to go grab it. Anyway, it's got somewhere around here. I'll go find it, the ruins, and we'll have to bring it on next show. I think it's in the garbage. But either way, I'm pissed off. And you know what? It turns out apparently Bijan had a headache. Poor Bijan, poor baby, had a little bit of a headache. First it was, and I wasn't feeling good. Then it was I had a headache, and then Arthur Smith just goes along with the, okay, so you have a headache, honey. Why don't you sit down on the bench here? Dude, you play football. Get on the field. And not only that, why don't you tell everybody, hey, man, I'm not feeling good before this game. You might not want to start me because only like a couple million people starting you this week. What a disappointment. I hate when this happens. This happened to me only once before. I think it happened with David Johnson about 4 years ago. And the guy, said he was good to go, but he wasn't good to go. And that really is a bummer, man, because you're ready to start him and he puts up 0 points. He had like 0.3 points this week.
Yeah, 0.3 points, 3 yards. Woohoo! 3 yards from your number one pick.
It makes
that was just a bad situation. But on the flip side, Jahmyr Gibbs had a good week.
Yeah,
he did good. He got like 20 points or something like that. That's awesome to see. So
about time, and that shows. I mean, that shows how good Gibbs is. Just give him the volume. He was catching everything coming his way. He looked explosive on that touchdown run. I mean, Montgomery's just in the way, so it's a sheer volume thing. Like if you just give him the volume, he's going to put up 25 to 35 points. Again, this just reassures everything that I talk about. It's not the talent. It's not that we picked bad picks. It's the coaching. It's the fact that they're not getting on the field. And Jahmyr Gibbs, against a tough defense, mind you, with the Ravens, had himself a good week. So that's exactly what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. And hopefully you didn't face anybody that like blew up this past weekend, like Travis Kelce. He was like, he went nuclear this week. I had to play a couple of people that had both Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. So that was fun. So it was a tough week, man. It was tough.
Well, let's go through the waiver wire picks at each position, and at the same time, kind of talk a little bit of some highs and lows here. Again, we're talking Sunday games, excluding the Monday game here going into this. So, again, there were 6 teams on bye, so it wasn't the full roster of players this week. But again, who are we picking up? Jim's got the list here. Who are we picking up here at quarterback heading into NFL Week 8?
Well, we've got some good options here. You got Gardner Minshew, Indianapolis's quarterback now for basically the rest of the season. He's at New Orleans last week. He got 32 fantasy points yesterday, which is really good, man. Tyrod Taylor, who is a quarterback for the New York Giants. We don't know how long. The main quarterback's going to be out there. They are playing the Jets next week at home. Well, I guess it's just kind of a home and home for both.
Right.
21.65 points there. Mac Jones showed some life.
It's about time.
He got 19.98 points this past week. And then Derek Carr got 18.44 fantasy points. So all those guys should be easy to get off of your waiver wire if you need one. Go pick them up if you need a quarterback.
Yeah, I gotta do my studs and sucks episode next tomorrow actually. So make sure you guys are subscribed because I'm gonna be covering that. Who are we picking up here at the running back position? And I gotta say, Jonathan Taylor finally alive. Finally alive! Jonathan Taylor is alive.
Yeah, he's finally doing something, and that's
Yeah.
great to see. I think the biggest surprise this week was Donta Foreman,
Yeah.
the Chicago Bears, who basically has the backfield to himself right now because everyone else is injured. Went off 16 rushes and 5 targets this past week. So if this guy is still sitting on your waiver wire, you need to go pick him up. I think he's only about 60% rostered right now, so you got a good chance that he might still be out there. So if he is, make him your number one priority target.
Yeah, years to wow us or not wow, but he's a good running back. I think he's a good running back. He just never got the opportunity, never got the full volume. And this is the thing. There's so many good running backs that just never get to shine. And we saw it again with Jahmyr. I keep going back today. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't do anything because he never got the volume. They're just feeding Montsuckery. Jahmyr Gibbs is the better running back. Why again, when Montgomery comes back, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to say, this is what I mean, right? Like, he proved himself. Let him start. He was your first round pick. No business for Montgomery to be on the field. But anyway, let's keep going here. Who else?
Yeah, and I mean, it's all about situational here with injuries and stuff, and really with running backs, it is like the next man up. So all these guys are backups, but all of them are getting the volume, right? Gus Edwards got 14 rushes and a target last week. Josh Kelly got 17 rushes. That was a little surprising. Did Eckler get injured or something? Because I saw Eckler was playing. He didn't do much, though.
He hasn't done much all year. I mean, like the past 2 weeks he's been back. He hasn't really done anything. So
right. And last night was more of the same, but still gave 17 rushes to Josh Kelly. Kareem Hunt, 10 rushes and a target yesterday. Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson, the guy they cut because they had Cam Akers, and then they cut Cam Akers, and then they brought back Darrell Henderson. The Rams did. He got 18 rushes and 2 targets yesterday. And then again, Tyler Algier, 21 rushes, 3 targets yesterday because Bijan sat. So those are all people you should look for on your waiver wire. There's also some other names: Amari DeMarcado, Royce Freeman, Zeke Elliott, Cordarrelle Patterson. So there's a lot of options this week to pick up on the waiver wire if you need somebody.
yeah, I mean, desperate times here, but I want to talk about something is going on. Something is going on in the NFL, and I want to address this. I brought back the Joe Camo show, which is going to be a talk show. So I'm bringing in a guy that wrote the book, The Fixes In. I already did an interview with him years ago. I'm bringing him back. There's so many things going on that are really suspicious, including first round players that are sitting on the bench and this usage thing, right? It almost seems like there's so many sites that do props and bets and stuff where they're almost kind of altering the usage of a lot of these players. So we're going to cover that. We're going to talk about the fixes in, and the NFL keeps talking about, oh, the script this, the script that, and they're making jokes about it. They made it prior to the season. I saw a bunch of things. Oh, we were scripted. It's almost like they're joking about it because they kind of know it's true. So lots of weird stuff going on this year in regards to usage with players and, what coaches are, the decisions they're making with some of the players that shouldn't be on the field, that are on the field, committees everywhere. This year has been different. So again, we're going to cover that also on the Joe Camo show. So that show is out. Go subscribe. Joe, KHAMOU show. Follow it. Also link it here below. Joe Camo show. It's a talk show. I'm starting that up. It's exciting.
Sounds good.
All right, now moving on to wide receivers, right? Like, who are we picking up off the waiver wire at wide receiver? By the way, A.J. Brown, monster week. Tyreek Hill, Josh Downs, big week. And Puka Nacua back on top here again. He's really carved his role out there with the Rams offense, man.
Puka Nacua. And, Cooper Kupp didn't do anything yesterday. He got like 6 fantasy points. So clearly, Puka is a big part of this offense going forward. And if you got him, good for you, because we told you to pick him up before week 1. We said, pick this guy up if he's sitting out there on your waiver wire because you're going to want him.
Yeah.
So wide receivers, let's go here. Let's the highest volume players this past week that you can get off the waiver wire: Rashid Shaheed and Curtis Samuel. Both those guys got 8 targets this past week. Oh, I'm sorry, one other. I can never pronounce this guy's first name. Is it Jahan or Jahan Dotson?
Whatever.
I don't know.
You're asking the wrong guy about pronouncing names.
That's true. 8 targets each for those guys. And then we had Elijah Moore, Kendrick Bourne, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Odell Beckham Jr. all got 7 targets this past week. All these guys should be relatively easy to get off the waiver wire if you need some wide receiver help.
Yeah, Odell Beckham Jr. looked like he was actually doing something for once. He hasn't done anything for years. Years to wow us. We're not wowed, Odell. It's about time you actually catch a ball. Pretty
Yeah, but
impressive.
I got to say, man, Flowers is just
He's
awesome.
good.
He's doing great this year. I just love watching him play, and excited about the future holds for that guy because he is the clear number one on that team, and he should be giant next year.
And
So
JSN, Jackson Smith, man, he had what, 7 targets, 4 receptions, 16 points. He finally, again, because of Metcalf, I think Metcalf got hurt in that game.
yeah, Metcalf didn't play yesterday, so that was a big part of the reason why JSN got the volume.
He's better. He's good. And that's what I mean. Like, just give him the volume. Same thing right now. Quentin Johnston is being hindered. They're not looking his way. He threw him a ball or two, and he caught it. Right when it came to him, they're not looking their way, and the Chargers are losing. Yes, Chargers, you suck. You got to use your first round pick. You're not utilizing them. If you force feed a certain player all the time, they're going to catch on. Hint, hint, wake up. If I keep throwing the ball to one player, guess what? They're going to put in a safety in there. They're going to double cover him. They're going to make sure that person throw to your first round pick. And I hear announcers now saying, like, I hear other people, some mainstream networks saying, why aren't you utilizing Quentin Johnston? Quentin Johnston was your first round pick, and Mike Williams is gone. There's no Mike Williams, which means there's a void, there's an opening, and he continues to use Josh Palmer, who's a bottom feeder. Use Quentin Johnston. He's the best player on your team, and until Keenan Allen goes down, they're not going to realize it, which is a shame. Similar to Jahmyr Gibbs. Again, Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery goes down, he shines. Let these guys give them the volume. They will do really well, but they're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to happen for Quentin Johnston. I don't.
No.
I just he's not growing his role or anything. And and you're looking at, we're about halfway through the season now. We're seeing the talent. We're seeing Zay Flowers. We're seeing Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice had a great game yesterday. Rice is looking really good. Josh Downs. Yeah, these guys are these rookies are really starting to come on now for the second half of the season, and we're just not seeing it at all from Quentin. So I'm not sure it's ever going to happen.
They don't like him. They don't like him.
And it's not like we haven't seen first round wide receivers bust before. Some just do. They just never able to make it at the next level.
He banged Herbert's girlfriend or something. Again, the only explanation, it doesn't make sense. You draft a person first round. Again, I'm going to keep going back to the story, Jim. Jim and I are owners of the Chargers. We say, hey, Jim, who are we picking up? There's a whole pool of 250 amazing players. We're going to invest in one. Now, imagine investing in one and making them our first pick and then just never throwing them the ball. Again, this is where I'm talking. Like, what is going on? Like, how do you not play your most talented player? There's obviously talent there. You wouldn't have picked them first overall.
Again, well, like I said, I think maybe he had the physical traits, but I think once they got him, they're like, oh man,
no, I don't.
He's not very good.
I think,
so we can't put him out there.
No,
I don't know. I mean, he just has been absolutely unable to move up this depth chart, and it continues to receive just a minuscule amount of volume. I'm cutting bait on him. I've already dropped him off of all my teams that I had him onto the waiver wire until he does something. We'll see if he ever does something.
Let me give you.
It's not looking good right now.
Let me give you the Quentin Johnston theory, okay? Because again, if you invest in a person in the first round, first overall pick, you got to use him. You don't just not throw him the ball. So he either A, you guys drop it in the comments, banged the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore's wife or girl, if I don't know if he's married or not. B, Herbert's girl, or C, there was a debacle and fight against the golden boy, Austin Eckler. That's why he was hurt. And maybe that's what it was. That's what the ankle injury. I think Quentin Johnston must have done something with Eckler's girl, kicked his ankle, and that's what's going on. That's why Eckler's been hurt all season. That's my theory. And they don't want to throw him the ball because Herbert's got a good relationship with Eckler.
You're holding on to the hopium of Quentin Johnston, man. It's time to let it go, man.
No. Overall pick. He's the most talented, and Mike Williams is God. Play Quentin Johnston. I'm not letting it go.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he had the talent, he'd be out there. I mean, targets are earned. They're earned. He's not earning targets, and so I don't know what to tell you.
I think my theory holds true. I think he got to fight with Eckler. That's what the ankle injury was. But anyways, that's besides the fact. All right, let's move on to tight ends here, and we got some defenses to stream here. Smash a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and again, go follow the Joe Camo show. Go watch the episodes. All right, let's go here. Tight end. Who are we picking up here? I mean, tight end, like I said, crapshoot, right? All the time.
Well, someone who hasn't done anything this year suddenly showed up last week. David Njoku of Cleveland. Went ahead and got 9 targets this past week. They're at Seattle in week 8. So that looks like a pretty good, maybe you should pick them up. Dalton Kincaid, Buffalo, he got 8 targets this past year. So this is another guy that might just start to be coming on now that we're in the second half of the season. Also, Trey McBride got 6 targets. Logan Thomas got 6 targets.
Yep.
And then you got guys like Cade Otton, who is you can't trust that guy. His usage is all over the place, so I wouldn't pick him up. But Luke Musgrave and Michael Mayer are all names you should be looking at right now for tight ends if you are in need of one. And they just put Freiermuth on injured reserve. There's a lot of issues. So if you can get one of these guys, that'll help your team.
Awesome. There's tight end. And what defenses are we streaming this week?
Well, I was looking at who's playing who on week 8, and you've got the Jets playing the Giants, so that seems like a really good defense. Miami's playing New England, who, despite what they did this past week, they're still not a good offense. Detroit is playing Las Vegas, and Tennessee is playing Atlanta. And so I think all those guys are good streaming options for the upcoming week if you need a defense.
Well, there you have it, man. NFL Week 7 in the books. Moving on to NFL Week 8. Again, we talked a little bit of NFL Week 7 recap here. But again, Jim, it's just been a crazy week. But again, what really ticks me off is the Bijan thing. It cost me a week, man, in some of my leagues. And again, what can I do? I mean, what can I do? What can I do other than rip my shirt and just, what can I do? I mean,
right.
Trying to be the voice.
It's annoying, man. I don't know what they're doing in Atlanta, and they're not scoring points either. That's the other thing. I mean, what did they score yesterday? 13 points or something pathetic like that. It's like
they're winning.
Dude,
how are they winning?
Put your best players out there and give your team a chance to win. Don't it's just maddening.
But how do they win? How are they winning? This is what are they, 4-3 now? They're squeaking out these wins, but again, they're not playing really tough teams. Like, you play a real team, you're not going to be able to get away with that. Like, you played the Bucs. Who'd they beat the week before? I mean, like, they're not playing like good teams. Who'd they beat week 6?
And 4-3 is nothing to crow about. I mean, geez, you're basically mediocre. You're winning half your games. That's not what any team is striving for.
Anyways, it is what it is. Again, when I saw Patterson come out yesterday, I was like, no way Patterson's out here. And Bijan is just standing there. I'm like, is he hurt? What's going on? And then it's just the aftermath I just saw an interview with Bijan. It was a headache. The whole time it was a headache, Jim. Just a headache. Drink some salt water, dude. I mean, you've got the best trainers. If you're out for a headache, I don't know, man. There's something going on. Like, were you concussed? Was there like what is going on? You can't just sit because I'm sorry, I can't play. Got a headache. I'm sorry. Like, come on, dude. And it's like you tell the coach this. You tell the coach, and the coach babies you. Like, come on, man. That is soft. I don't care what anyone says. You're a football player, dude. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I haven't seen any reports about that, but yeah, that's pretty pathetic if that was the case.
Yeah,
take an Advil, take an ibuprofen, get out there.
I got a headache. Someone just sent it to me today. Here, I don't know where to find it here. It was a video they sent me, and I got so many DMs, so I won't be able to find it quick enough here on this video. But that's where I saw it. It was just him saying, "I had a headache." So that's where we're at. That's the
all right, man.
All right.
Well, it's going to be better week 8. We got week 8 coming up, and not as many teams are on bye. Actually, I didn't even look at the week 8 buys right now, but
yeah.
Let's see here.
I'm hearing a bunch of different things about it now. Someone's saying he was smoking an e-cigarette. I don't know what's going on here with Bijan. Like, they're just different stories. But I did hear, I don't know whether it was dubbed over, but he said he had a headache. So.
All right, so here's the teams on. Oh, there's no buys next week.
Really?
Week 8, no buys.
Okay.
Is this right?
Let me look.
2023.
Yeah, I got
no. Yeah, so there's no buys this next week, so that's good. Full slate. Week 9, there's 4 teams on bye.
Or week 8.
Okay, well that's good. That's
week 8,
easy.
yeah. Week 8, no buys. Okay. All right, sounds good. And then week 9, we got four teams on bye: Denver, Detroit, Jacksonville, San Fran. All right, that's it, Jim. We're out, man. There's your.
All right, sounds good, Counselor. Have yourself a good week. I'll talk to you on Wednesday when we do the preview.
Stay sharp on the waiver wire, guys. We're out.